Well, with me is Dan Southern, Brand and Communications Consultant at Contagious Communications, which is a consultancy organisation. Dan, good to see you.
Hi.
The selfie, a genius marketing thing or a nightmare?
I don't think it's a genius marketing thing, and I don't think it's a nightmare. It's something that has come about rather organically on social platforms and on the web. I think we actually traced back the term selfie to 2003, a message board in Australia. So it's been around for a while, and more people now are taking photos of themselves and posting it. Certainly not it's not a marketing strategy as such, although some brands are kind of tacking onto this now. So Calvin Klein is one brand at the moment that's actually encouraging people to take almost, I guess, copies of their kind of legendary photographs that you'd have seen in their advertising, encouraging people to do that themselves and post photos in black and white or with sort of sepia tinges on Instagram and what have you.
Oh
so
gosh, those words, sepia tinges on Instagram.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're living in the digital age, social networking, all of that, but when does it become, because clearly, as we can see there, you know, a selfie being taken of the president, pretty cool, Samsung jumping on the bandwagon here.
Right, yeah.
The White House aren't particularly happy about that, but when does it become uncool to do this? Because clearly all these marketing and advertising, it's seen as a trend, a popular one, but it could backfire, couldn't it?
So that's exactly right, and I think that we've got an interesting tension with this example. So David Ortiz, legendary baseball player, takes a photograph and it feels like an authentic moment. It's something about his character. He's done something spontaneous and he's taken an opportunity to take a photo of Obama. The beauty about social is that when you're following someone like David Ortiz, you feel like you're getting a snapshot into their life, and it feels a little bit more personal than maybe the big billboards that you might see. Now, all of a sudden we find out that actually this whole scenario might have been manufactured by a brand, as it were. And all of a sudden that moment feels a little bit less authentic. We're not entirely sure what to make of it. The codes seem to have clashed, the way that we're meant to kind of interact online. And I think that's where the tension is. You could argue that this maybe seems a little bit tacky from Samsung. Some people, of course, won't mind. Some people will be absolutely au fait with this, but others, there are other people following who find out this and they'll think that it's they've been duped somewhat by the moment, perhaps.
Okay, so here is a phone. You're with me. We could do a selfie of ourselves right now, couldn't we?
We could do a selfie right now.
But I want to ask you a question before we do that.
Yeah.
If we are going to be brave to do that and be on trend, if you like. Who owns the copyright to this? I mean, the White House is saying in the example there, you know, take it down. We're not endorsing anything. We don't want Samsung to use a picture of the president. But are they right? Can they do that?
I'm not a copyright lawyer myself, so I think that actually, though, this is an area of contention. In the past sort of couple of years, we've seen countless times where Facebook or Instagram, they've tinkered with the laws of the land, as it were, sort of implying maybe they own all the content that you're posting up there, and people have kind of fought back. I think it's actually something for users to be aware of. They've got to think about what kind of photos they're taking, whether they want those photos to be up there, and what could happen with those photos in turn. Ultimately, once it's out there, it's kind of out of your hands, and you've got to kind of bear that in mind.
Yeah, it's the whole regulation mindful. Dan, we'll have to leave it there. We'll leave the selfie for now.
Okay, never mind.
Maybe next
Another time.
Dan Southern, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.